So do you want to make short films and even maybe feature films someday? I have 4 tips for you in this video. So it takes a long time to actually master filmmaking, and you never truly do master filmmaking because it's a continuous learning process. The learning curve just keeps going and going, and you just achieve different and higher levels of consciousness about filmmaking and what you can do and manipulate. The more you know the rules, the more you can learn how to break them. But let's start with the first tip I want to give you out of these 4 tips. And the first tip is just make films. Make films with your friends, pick up your phone, pick up whatever you have in your home, in your possession, make films. Make a short film with a friend, just make up a story that lasts maybe 2-3 minutes. Just experiment and try and make the mistakes you need to make in order to start understanding the process of filmmaking and understanding how everything works and how you can achieve what you want to achieve, what's inside your head that you want to show to people and have become a reality. So the first tip is, in fact, just to make mistakes. Just make short films, just shoot a lot of stuff, just try to tell a story. No matter how short it is, just tell a story. That's the most important thing. So just practice, practice, practice. And in that practice, and during all those films that you're making with your friends, you're gonna slowly start building on my second tip, which is mastering the technical part, the coverage, the cinematography, but basically the coverage. Your job as a director, where you want the camera, where do you want the actors, what relationship is there between the shots and the actors and the set and the story you want to tell. So understanding the basics of filmmaking in terms of coverage and cinematography is essential to keep climbing that learning curve ladder that you need to climb in order to get to a place where you can start finally doing what you want to do with 0 problems. Imagine an actor who hasn't learned his lines. How can he ever deliver a good performance if he doesn't know his lines? And remember, an actor can only really work on his performance and his emotional game if he knows the lines, because the lines are the most basic thing he needs to learn before even starting to develop his character or his emotions, his intentions in the scene. What's his relationship with his with the other characters, blah, blah, all these complex things that build and make shape the actor's performance. It's exactly the same thing with the director, with the filmmaker. We still need to learn our lines, so to speak, and learning our lines is basically this that I'm talking about, mastering your coverage, mastering how film works, how the language of film works, and how do you tell effectively the story you want to tell through your shots and your compositions and your lighting. Lighting is a little bit more complex, so we'll leave that to another stage, but at least know where you want the camera in order to do your coverage properly. So once you've mastered that, now once you've learned your lines, basically, we're gonna jump to the second point, to the second tip I want to give you, third tip actually, that I want to give you, which is master your editing. A good director, a good filmmaker should know how to edit, because understanding how editing works in terms of a narrative film will help you save money and become a more competent director on set, because you won't waste time doing too much coverage, for instance. You know, in the middle of a shot, there might be 2 moments in that shot where an actor is doing this and that, and then a second moment where he's doing that and beyond. And you might just want to really use the second part, but you don't want to just roll that second part of the scene because you want the actor's performance to build up to that second part of the scene. However, this renders the first part of the scene not as important. So if you master editing, you know this. You know, okay, I'm just gonna need that part of this take, that part of this shot, okay? So this saves you time, because if you don't have this editing consciousness, you might cut if something goes wrong in that first part of the scene or that first phase, and you're just effectively wasting time. It's another take, it's another reset. You have to set up everything again, and it takes time, and inevitably it will cost money, and it's something you don't want to do. Time is money, as they say. So having this consciousness of editing, this mastering of editing, will allow you to save time and cut the corners you can cut in order to get the story that you want to tell. Actually, the way I work, I like to reverse engineer. I like to think how my editing should be. What do I need to make my scene work? When I'm sitting at my computer editing, what shots do I need? So when I'm on set shooting, I know, okay, I need this. Some people write it down, some people do storyboards that I've said in other videos. For me, it's all up here, basically, unless it's a super complex sequence, but obviously that doesn't come very often because I'm a low-budget filmmaker. So essentially, editing is the heart and soul of a director, because editing is where the final product, where the final film is going to be created. So shooting should service the editing. So you need to really understand what you need from your shoot in order to have a good film at the end. And that's where knowing about editing will become very useful, and time-saving and money-saving. And obviously it's always good to have an extra skill. So although many directors don't edit, and that's fine, this is just my personal advice. I think editing is just paramount to make you a better director. Okay, let's move on to my fourth tip. So now that you've mastered cinematography and coverage, and you've mastered your editing, and you've been practicing a lot, it's time to start understanding and mastering actors and learning how to direct actors. Because remember, the actors are the soul of your film. If their performance doesn't work, your film won't work. It doesn't matter if the shots are beautiful, it doesn't matter if the lighting is magnificent, it doesn't matter if your editing is masterful. A bad performance will destroy your film. People will not take it seriously. It doesn't matter how good it was shot. It doesn't matter if the script is good. Nothing matters if a bad performance is destroying your story. So you need to learn how to direct actors and how to get the most out of them and establish a good relationship with them, because the actors, just like you as a director, as a filmmaker, they will have good contributions to make, and they will have a more intimate relationship with their own character. Mind you, I'm talking about professional actors here, okay? But don't mind this, I mean actual good actors. They will have an intimate knowledge of the character, which will help you achieve the result you need. So it's always a good idea to communicate with your actors and learn how to become a leader of your cast in order to get what you want and establish, obviously, a good and healthy environment in your shoot. So before you spend money making a film, if you're doing something a little more serious, invest or at least try and find good actors. Many actors will be willing to work for free or in exchange for a meal or transportation, because just like you, they're looking for their big shot, and we never know where that might come from. So plenty of good actors, if you just take the time and look for them and see if they will be willing to work for free, and it will make your life a lot easier, because you don't want to be wasting take after take with a bad actor who doesn't know his lines. You want an actor that will give you options, an actor that will know his lines right away. Just like you, an actor needs to be very competent, and it's your job to try and get the best people possible. So never and ever, ever underestimate the importance of having a good actor in your film. When I say actor, I mean a cast, okay? Having a good cast is absolutely paramount for your film to work. So remember, actors are your friend, actors are the voice of your film. And to end this, I'm gonna go back to my first tip. Remember, practice makes perfect. Keep making films, keep making mistakes, because you'll slowly start building your voice and building your identity as a filmmaker. And remember, mistakes are very, very important, because they basically shape who you are, and they will eventually define you as a filmmaker. So keep making those horrible films. We all have made them. Keep working, keep making those movies, keep making mistakes, and enjoy it. Above all, enjoy it. And remember this, pain is temporary, but film is forever. So keep doing it, keep pushing forward, and keep making mistakes, because eventually one of those mistakes will become a good film. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video useful or funny or anything of the sort, please remember to give me a like, because it always helps me and the channel. And if you like it even more, you can always subscribe and see what other stuff I've been doing. I'm trying to keep a relatively consistent upload schedule, about a video a week. Sometimes it takes more, sometimes it takes less, it depends. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and you'll have a video to watch, a suggested video to watch right after this. So thank you, and I'll see you next time, whenever that might be. Bye. Okay. I just want to tell you that film will become your doom.